Hey guys, it's me, Teresa Parent, and I just wanted to give you an update regarding HLBZ, ticker H as in Hilo, L as in Lima, B as in Bravo, Z as in Zulu. It is currently up for earnings in the after hours on Monday. So I wanted to give you an update, and I've been seeing a lot of things flying around the chat rooms. And guys, this has been beat down hard, and I think unfairly justified, as it has shown tremendous growth over the past 6 months alone. I mean, this company is unbelievable. I highly recommend you all do some DD. I did a ton of it this weekend and was going to give you more info, but sadly I'm having computer trouble and keep losing Wi-Fi, which I'm not quite sure what's going on, but it's driving me crazy. And unfortunately, it's now late. It's 7:37, and I want people to see this before tomorrow. So I'm going to give you just a quick update on where we stand as far as Ortex goes and where we stand as far as Fintel. And I'm going to give you a warning because there's a gap to the downside, but there's also several gaps to the upside. I'm not sure, as there are shares available, if shorts will try to take this down before letting it run tomorrow. But I also noticed that the short interest, according to Fintel, is dropping significantly. However, Ortex paints a different picture. So I'm kind of confused, but I'm more prone to believe Fintel at this point because I think Ortex may have the share count wrong. Guys, they've done this a lot lately, and it's very upsetting because it's hard to know what's true and what isn't. Now, I know in general that Fintel tends to underestimate, but my thought process is this. I'm thinking that shorts have been covering their position because they're going to go long on this stock. Now, I expect that earnings may not beat expectations as they've done a lot of growth, and growth requires they spend money. However, where my confidence comes in that it should be good is in the guidance that they give going forward. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that, 10 major press releases in the past 6 weeks alone, that this company is expanding is just phenomenal. And I think they have more to come. And who knows, they may give us, an amazing announcement in earnings on after hours tomorrow. So I'm really, really excited to see what happens. However, I would not be shocked if they do try to short it down to get it cheaper first. Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen for sure. Who knows? It could wake up tomorrow and it could gap up and just start running all day. Nobody really knows, guys, and that's the truth. I mean, technically, it looks like it wants to go up, but I still see that gap that I would love to get filled before we have earnings and before it runs up. And who knows? Even sometimes on good news on earnings, or it runs down, and on bad news, it runs up. It's hard to say what it's going to do. So I'm going to present you with the facts, and I'm also going to say two things. First of all, if it does go down, great. That gives us an awesome opportunity to buy more because this stock, I believe, is something that if you want an investment for your long-term portfolio, this is a banger. And I think with all the growth that I've been seeing, that in the next 5 years, you're going to wish you bought this stock under $2. Seriously, guys, this company is going places. It's eco-friendly, so it has that behind it. Plus with, the new Congress and everything else that they've been voting in with these bills, with all these underlying things that I'm trying not to read too much into because it'll make you sick if you look at it for too long, because really they're not what they're say that they're made for. But anyways, we won't get into the politics of this, but it should be giving them funding to help build this company is what I'm getting at, because it's environmentally friendly, and that's a big thing with Biden's candidacy. He's very much trying to push this eco-friendly alternative, so I think they're going to benefit from that. And as you can see, just this past week or last week, I think it was this week though, they announced that they're being added in Virginia near the DC area, right, in Alexandria. So I mean, that alone tells you a lot. There's a lot of places opening up in Florida. This is an international company too. And guys, what's even better is they have a taxi service with these, scooters and stuff that they have, especially over in Europe where they use them a lot. And I can certainly see this going into Asian countries where everything's on mopeds, scooters, that's the way the transportation is. I lived in Indonesia many years ago now, probably about 19 years ago it's been. But when I tell you, those streets were packed with literally thousands, hundreds of thousands, like in Jakarta, hundreds of thousands of these mopeds and scooters and stuff, just like you could barely move in a car. It was crazy. If anyone's ever been there, you know what I'm talking about. And guys, this could blow up in those countries, especially in tourist destinations like Bali. I know they're in Tampa. I can see them being at every cruise ship terminal. Guys, this company has massive potential, and I urge you to look into it and consider investing in a position in your long-term portfolio. Hey, if you want to trade it and figure out where you want to go from there, that's great too, because I definitely see a big move to the upside coming. Anyways, guys, I'm not going to take up too much of your time, but I do want to quickly show you a couple of things. So let's get into that. Remember, nothing I say is financial advice. Please always do your own DD. Okay, guys, I guess one of the biggest concerns that I want to address first is that HLBZ did receive a letter from NASDAQ because their share price fell below $1. So they get what's called a notice of delisting. And it doesn't mean that the stock is going to get delisted. It means that they have to submit an action plan of how they're going to get the stock to trade above $1 for 10 consecutive days. Guys, I do not see this being a problem going forward, and they have until January to fix the initial problem and have it trade above that $1 range. It's not like it's December and we have something to worry about, like with EVFM, that unfortunately things did not go well and they were demoted to OTC. I do not see that happening because they're still able to file for a 6-month extension, even if they don't get this by January. But I'm bringing it to your attention because I'm sure this will be one of the FUD things being spread, is that it's going to be delisted. No, guys, it's going to take a lot more than that for it to be delisted. So I am telling you this now because we already have 5 days where the stock traded 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 days where the stock traded above $1. So all it needs is 5 more. Now, if it gets 1 in the middle, then the count starts all over again. But guys, there's a long time to go, and I don't see this being an issue. So moving on, let's look at some other things. Okay, guys, I found some things while I was in chat rooms surfing around, and one was a comparison of HLBZ on Ortex as far as what it was showing as of Tuesday compared to what it's showing as of Friday. So here's what it was on Tuesday. The short interest was 11.47%, and the free float on loan was 17.29%. They had 100% utilization and 103.38% cost to borrow. Now, interestingly enough, on Friday, the short interest has gone all the way up to 26.17%, and the free float on loan has gone up to 53.89%. But oddly enough, the utilization fell to 93.23%, which I find very, very strange. If anyone has any thoughts on that, please let me know what you're thinking. But interestingly enough, the free float on loan has gone up 691.34% in the last week, guys. That's crazy. And the short interest has increased by 303.8%. The cost to borrow is currently at 139.35%. And just so you know, the sentiment of the stock is bullish. And I predicted it 0 times because it says I put it in for 1 time and I got 0. So I don't know, because I don't remember ever predicting it. But anyways, it might have been the day that it declined in price, but I don't recall that. But my point is the stock sentiment is bullish, 96.25% bullish and only 3.75% bearish. Now, after hours, it is at $1.30, so it was up 2.36% from its closing price of $1.27, and it did go down on Friday by 16 cents. Now, this is interesting because Webull has the free float at 270.9 thousand, which is minuscule. Guys, as we've seen with many other tickers on stocks that started out as SPACs, which I believe HLBZ may have, this is often wrong. And I don't trust this number because I think it's actually higher. And I'm wondering if Ortex has their numbers right, because I'm going to show you what Fintel shows. Something's clearly off somewhere. But again, I am not looking at this stock as a short squeeze play. I mean, if there are a lot of shorts in it and it happens, that's great. I am looking at this stock as a long-term hold. Now, the 52-week high was $41.88, and the 52-week low was 45 cents, guys. So this could easily 10, 15, 20, even 40 times its current price. Now, that's probably not going to happen anytime soon, but I'm just saying there's huge potential here for this to increase. And if you look at the volume over the last 3 months, it's been 10.05 million shares traded a day, compared to a float that they have is 270.9 thousand. That would be trading at like over 30 times the float on average daily. So that's why I think something's very off in these numbers. And unfortunately, I have not had time to look into it. There's one analyst who has rated this stock, and they have it as a strong buy with a $13 price target, guys, which would be a 10x to where we are right now. So again, this is why I think this is a great long-term hold opportunity. Now, in the short term, Webull gives it a buy signal, and medium a buy signal. There was 8 bullish and 3 bearish events. These green dots show the bullish events. These red dots show the bearish events. Now, given that on the last trading day on Friday, it got 2 bearish events and 1 neutral event, which is that gray one, it makes me think, are they going to go down and try to get that gap fill by shorting it going into earnings? Because I've seen them do that with a lot of stocks lately before they let it run. And if what I'm seeing, which I'm going to show you in a second, on Fintel is true, then it would paint the picture to that story, because it appears that, the shorts have gotten out of this play, which tells me there's only one reason for that, because they're ready to go long. Again, that's pure speculation just based on what I've seen. But, oops, sorry, that one's not supposed to be up here, guys. That was something for another stock that I accidentally pulled up with this. But let me go and show you what I am seeing on Fintel. Okay, guys, as you can see, the short interest is drastically different on Fintel. It's 6.52% of the free float, which would only be 0.01 days to cover. And the off-exchange dark pool trading is at 43.62%. Now, this is why I also think they may try to short this a little bit more and give us that gap fill, which would present a buying opportunity if it doesn't start running immediately in the morning, because there are 200,000 shares available to short as of now. And the average cost to borrow, according to Fintel, is 82.09%. Now, if you look here, the dark pool volume on Friday, despite the price being lower, was actually less, which makes me think that a lot of shorts may have closed their positions and may be getting ready to switch long, knowing that they're likely to get good guidance with earnings. Now, like I said, this is a growth company, so earnings itself may not meet expectations, because I'm not sure if they factored in all the prices to, get this growth to where it's currently at right now. It's expensive in the beginning, guys. It takes time before a company really takes off, which is why I feel this is an excellent candidate at a very cheap price for a long-term hold. As you can see from the information I've presented to you, you can conclude that yourself, or you can express a different opinion. It's up to you. You know, it's your money, guys. I would never tell anyone to buy, hold, or sell a stock. I simply present opportunities that I see in the market as a starting point for your own DD. So I hope that you all do take time to research this company, because I think that you'll be very impressed. As you can see, come Monday, they only have 224 failures to deliver. So there's not much, guys. And look, this has been getting substantially less. See, as the month went on, it was high, you know, previously, a month before that. But I think a lot of shorts are closing it out and getting ready to go long on this. Now on Tuesday, they have to come up with 3,919 shares. But again, that's a tiny amount. And look, guys, these were trading at 65 cents, 66, 69 cents, which was close to its bottom, you know, that we discussed earlier as well. So when I see information like this, it's a key sign to me that the short play has been exhausted. Shorts are getting out because, guys, they know it's not going to go much lower. It's not like this is a shill company that, or a scam that doesn't exist or something like that. That is not the case. As you can see from the news, it has substantially grown in the past month. And unfortunately, we don't have time tonight due to my computer issues to get into more DD, but perhaps later in the week, I will give you more information, or next weekend, depending on how this stock does and the interest in this stock, because I do not want to waste my time or yours when you guys can search for this yourself, unless I see that people are buying the stock and have a true interest. Then I will take the time to do that, because I did a lot of DD, guys, and I am very bullish on this stock. So anyways, looking forward to earnings and to see what happens tomorrow. Again, I personally plan to add to my position. I've been adding for the past week, but I plan to add some more tomorrow, and I'm going to look for the right price to do that. I'm going to see if they're going to go down and get that gap fill initially around the 80-cent range, somewhere in there. You'd have to look at the chart. I don't have it right in front of me, but if they do not, if it starts going up, there's a bunch of gaps in the upflow as well. So I'm looking forward to see which way it goes. If it does go down, guys, that is when I'm going to load the boat. Again, not every gap gets filled, but a good majority of them do, approximately 90%. And as you can see in that 52-week range from 45 cents to $41.88, it definitely has a lot more potential to go to the upside. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe and come back for more. Have a great night.